It's a new decade. 2020 is here. 2020 is definitely going to be a great year for gamers and the gaming industry, with new games and consoles to debut all throughout the year. In this video I will show which games I'd love to play and which ones I believe will be the most talked about and loved games. Some of these games, I believe, will top anything that was done in the last 10 years. In this video I'll list my top 10 games for 2020. Without further ado, here are my top 10 games for 2020. Starting with number 10. Halo Infinite. This is only number 10 because it's only for the new system and I don't care much for exclusive games, because you have to pay more to get a new system just to play the game. I would definitely have put it higher if it wasn't purely a next-gen console game. The only reason I added it to my list is because it does look pretty cool and I've always loved Halo games and I expect this one to top all previous games in the franchise. Now on to number 9. Rainbow Six Quarantine. I have always liked the Rainbow Six games since I first played it back on PlayStation 1, so of course this had to make the list, although I'm not sure if I have much faith in this one, since I didn't like Siege. I know, it's an unpopular opinion, but it's mine. I wish they would do a remastered version of the first game in the franchise instead. But I'm sure it will still be an enjoyable game either way. But since I don't have much faith in it, it's number 9, just above Halo Infinite. Coming in at number 8. For number 8 I chose Half-Life Alyx. I chose this for number 8 because I like the Half-Life franchise and this game looks very cool. The action in the game looks awesome and the graphics are stunning. The best part about it is that it's in VR, and it's not just one of those crappy few-minute VR games that you can get free with certain headsets. It's a full-fledged Half-Life game, but exclusive to VR. I think it would be an enjoyable VR game and a cool addition to the Half-Life franchise. Now number 7. For number 7 I chose Cyberpunk 2077. I chose this game for number 7 because it reminds me of a futuristic GTA game, and it looks like it will be a great game. I don't know much about it story-wise, but from the trailer I could tell it's a game I'd be interested in playing. Also here's a plus, it's got Keanu Reeves in it. We all know anything with him and it will be awesome, because he's awesome.
Get to a clinic now.
Mr. Wells' condition is critical.
Go!
Immediate medical help is
Okay,
required.
just hold on. Hey, just think about all the good shit we're gonna have, huh?
I'm sorry.
fucking chip decks.
Every corporal cop in this city's gonna be blasting down these doors after what you and your psycho friend did. We didn't need all this cocksucking attention, damn it.
at the number 6 spot. What I chose for number 6 is Marvel's Avengers. I decided this was number 6 because I thought the gameplay trailers were great and believe it will be a good game with a cool story. Also, I'm a big Marvel and Avengers fan. However, I didn't like the overall design of Captain America, Thor or Black Widow, and the overall look a game has is how a lot of people or gamers judge if they think it'll be worth the time to play. I for one hope the extra time they're spending to fix things includes fixing the characters' looks, to have them maybe more comic or movie-like. I don't expect them to look just like Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson and Chris Hemsworth, but something should be changed.
Cap, what's going on over there?
Start the Chimera. What's your status? We should head back.
No, stay on task. There are still civilians on this bridge.
Reactor.
Damn it, they played us.
Some say they were set up. Others call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Well, we all lost something that day. But that's not how this story ends.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Now on to number 5. The game I chose for my number 5 spot is Ghost of Tsushima. I don't have any information about the game. I honestly picked this game based solely on how the graphics looked and how cool the characters and settings look, as well as the action in the gameplay trailer. The game almost makes me think of Mortal Kombat, but mixed with an open world type game like GTA or Red Dead 2. I just hope the actual game at release is as good as the trailer makes me believe it will be.
Samurai! See, Urudo, run!
The ghost. Some say he died on the beach. Others say he is a storm made flesh. When the wind thrashes their tents and boats, they know he is coming.
Quick! Good Chill.
Tell him I'm coming.
Number 4. For the number 4 spot, the game I chose is Dying Light 2. The reasons I chose this game for the number 4 spot are: 1. I liked how the first one worked. 2. Just from the small amount of gameplay in the trailer I can say that I believe the sequel will be just as good, if not better than its predecessor, and most Part 2s don't do as well as Part 1. And 3. Who doesn't like to parkour through buildings, on rooftops and kill people and infected in an apocalypse? I believe this game will be bigger than the first in every way and expect this game to get lots of love.
Virus tore society apart, but I won't let it turn me into an enemy. Staying alive became the essence of our existence, yet life must be more than just survival. Every day the disease tries to crush us and make us forget who we are, but I keep fighting. My name is Aiden, and I am infected.
Number 3. The game I went with for number 3 is Tell Me Why. Although I don't know what the game is mainly about, the reason I chose this for number 3 is the fact one of the game's main characters are transgender. I love that this game is all-inclusive, and from what I do know about the game is, it's supposed to be one of those games where you try to uncover the truth about something from the playable characters, aka you the player's past. I absolutely love those games. Also, another reason I believe this game will be great is because it's made by Don't Nod, the company behind Life is Strange, as well as LIS2, which was by far superior to the first, in my opinion.
Mom? You sure you want to go in there?
Writing down my thoughts helped me realize who I am. When I finally made sense of a few things. I don't know how I never saw it coming.
But what good does it do to ask the question now?
She was never gonna let me be anything but her little girl.
I know you want there to be something to find. Something that'll make it all make sense.
I need to know.
Now at the number 2 spot. For number 2 I have chosen Resident Evil 3. I chose Resident Evil 3 for my number 2 spot because I have loved all Resident Evil games there's been so far, including Resident Evil 2, the remake, which was my favorite Resident Evil game. I believe this one will be just as good. I wish I could say that I think it'll be better than 2 was, but I don't really know how anyone could top Resident Evil 2.
The town's crawling with those freaks. No chance of fighting our way out of the city. Why is she here? She's unreliable.
It's me he's after. I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait, Joe!
And finally, at my number 1 spot. The Last of Us Part 2. I have been waiting for this game for so long. The Last of Us Part 1 is probably the best game that came from the last decade, and most gamers would agree, and proof of it is that fact that the game had over 200 Game of the Year awards. I'm not sure how those work or what game has the most, but I'm sure this game is in the top of that list. I don't know if Part 2 is gonna be able to top the original, but I look forward to seeing if it can. And from what I've seen from the gameplay so far, and the fact that they're taking extra time to make sure it's as awesome as possible, it's definitely possible. One of the many reasons I look forward to Part 2 is that it's still with Ellie, and of course Joel. Joel is such a great character and the game wouldn't be right without him. I'm really looking forward to seeing what will happen to Joel and Ellie, even though once it's over, I believe it's done with, like the Telltale Walking Dead games, which are some of my favorite games of the last decade, but I'll save that for the next video.
valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil because I'm blind to it all. In my mind, my gun, they comfort me, because I know I'll kill my enemies when they come. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. No, I can't walk on the path of the right, 'cause I'm wrong.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
Hope you liked this video. Those were my top 10 games I'm looking forward to from 2020. If you like this video and want to see my top 10 or 20 games of the last decade video, then please like and subscribe to stay up to date. Also comment down below what your number 1 is, or your top 10. And remember, videos will mainly drop Fridays between noon and 5 p.m. Thanks for watching.